Cock 45 here, and I'm about to pop a cap. This one right here. Put it on the nipple of this Hawken rifle. And this one, the half cock is so far down you really can't manage. You got to cock it all the way. And I'm going to shoot that hog right where it hurts. Boom! I did, with black powder and lead. I threw it at him. So yeah, we're going to shoot the old Lyman Great Plains rifle some more. Some of you have been requesting to see it again, and I haven't shot it in a while, and I said, yes sirree, twist my arm. So we're shooting it again. That's why it's an again video. So let's see if I remember how to load it. You think? 54 caliber, pretty cool. Shoots a pretty big ball of lead, a round ball. And yeah, you've seen me shoot this, I hope. I'll link to the earlier videos, but just lots of fun, lots of history in an old rifle like this. First thing you want to do always is put powder in. You don't want to forget. So I'll load him up and we'll shoot him some. How's that? Oh man. So what I'm going to be firing though are just lead, all right, and patch. So I got the powder in. So let's put the, now I do it the easy way, kind of, pre-cut patches. I've cut them, it's simple. I got a patch knife and everything. My ball starter, boom, get it started, right there. And then you use the ramrod, and boom, there you go. Now, this is a brass ramrod. Your ramrod doesn't have to be brass. This is just one I picked up at Friendship, Indiana, the national shoot one time. And it just fits perfectly for 54. I've gone through a lot of ramrods. I have a lot of them, a lot of attachments. And you know, if you do this very much, somehow you'll get one that just is a perfect size with the patches you like to use and everything. And it's just perfect. Doesn't leave the patch in the bore and everything. So this one just seems to work great, and it just happens to be made of brass. I really kind of prefer wooden ones. All right, so let's shoot something. You want to? This is a enjoyable endeavor. It's a good day for it. Like I say, see, half cock is right there, so I make sure it's pointing down range. Put the cap on. There we go. I might even let it down on the cap real easily. Make sure my ears are in place. And why don't we just go ahead and shoot the gong? You want to? All right. I just moved the sights before we started. I raised them. That might not have been smart. Oh, I hear that sweet sound though. Yeah, man. Black powder, real black powder. Woo! I won't keep you long today, but I just wanted to get it out. Some of you wanted me to get it out, and you know, it didn't take much pressure, really. One of my plans for, in fact, this month was to look at several black powder endeavors I want to enjoy. Some you've not even really seen or seen much of, and then some others I want to get out again. So I've been waiting for nice weather, so now I don't have much of an excuse. Okay, it's dirty, it's messy, but it's worth it. Okay, I give you that lecture every time I shoot something like this, and believe it, I'm serious, it's fun. It really is. Yeah, and I've been doing this just like this with a Hawken rifle since 1974, I guess. I got my first one, Thompson Center. And I don't know, been standing at a table with a long ramrod, you know, all those years, and shooting a 50 or a 54 caliber ball like this. And I just never get tired of it. You'd think I would, wouldn't you? It's just fun. Some of you all been doing the same thing. And some of you are going to be doing the same thing, all right? Because you're going to discover the joys of this. Slinging a 54 caliber ball out there. Let's just shoot that jug of water. You know, there's a 2-liter lined up behind it. I don't know if that'll be doable or not, but let's try. Got them both. Got my gun wet. Oh no, it's ruined. It's ruined. Yeah, I don't think it punctured. The 2 liter just might have hit the stand. Oh yeah, it's ruined. It's wet. Man, can you imagine the abuse some of these had going into the Rocky Mountains? You know, they were called the Rocky Mountain rifles. The Hawken brothers kind of called them that. The Great Plain, they were great for the plains and the Great Plains, but I think they dubbed them the Rocky Mountain rifles. And because people that got them going westward, you know, they used them as in the plains and in the mountains and everywhere. They were light enough and powerful enough to have with you at all times, and which might have been a good idea, right? Now we're going back to the 1820s. I think the Hawken brothers started their shop around 1815 or 1820, along in there in St. Louis, and that's hence the name Hawken, the Hawken brothers, Jacob and Samuel, I think, and they built these by hand, just like I built this one by hand for Lyman. Yeah, believe that, don't you? No, they were all handmade, and they were highly desirable, great rifles. They worked, and they've been popular, I won't say ever since, but they were up until the 1860s and 70s, you know, when people were, of course, beginning to use cartridge guns and all that. But for hobbyists and just like me, I don't know when they got really popular. I think the Thompson Center that came out, the Hawken, back in the late 60s or whenever that was. I should know that because I've told you, kind of rejuvenated these things, and they're just beautiful guns. They're classics. You know, the lines, you know, they're just beautiful guns, and functional. They work, and they're powerful. So, you know, can't hate them, can you? Can't hate them. All right. This is one of those guns, one of my favorite firearms. You know, I like muzzle loaders, and this is my favorite muzzle loader like this. I like the Civil War rifles, maybe a little better. But of all the other types of like hunting rifles, I think this is my favorite. The Hawken rifle with a half stock. I've always liked them. Those Hawken brothers were onto something, weren't they? They knew I'd like them in the 1970s, in the 2020s, and I'll still like them in the 2080s. All right, let's, what if they'll knock over that propane tank? Oh, almost. Probably went through it. I smell the smoke. Can you all smell it? Pretty cool. This is a pretty nice one. I think I told you too in one of the earlier videos that I had a Lyman Great Plains rifle really early on. I bought that Thompson Center first, and then I bought one of these. You know, if you really like something, you need two of them, right? And so I had it, and it might have been 74, it might have been 75. So I've had one of these for a long time, but I traded it or sold to my brother-in-law or something. Got him into it. I don't remember exactly, but I have had these back in the 70s, and they're still making them. There's some others that are pretty cool too. I think Pedersoli makes one of these. It's kind of pricey. It looks really nice. I could be tempted on that. Really nice one. I forget what they call that. I think they may call it the Rocky Mountain rifle. And yeah. If you like shooting, you like history, or you're interested in history, then you know, this kind of stuff should be right up your alley. And some of you probably who are watching hunt with inline muzzle loaders, we did a video on those. There's nothing wrong with that, of course. They're great for hunting, get you in the woods earlier and all that. But I would suggest you branch out into these historical firearms, okay? There's a lot of good reproductions like this, and there's a lot of used ones on the market. My God, who's it? Traditions? We might review one of those sometime. I know they make these, and they're really reasonably priced, and I'm sure they work fine. Need to get one and try it out, and give this one a rest, right? But So there's a lot of them out there, and they don't cost an arm and a leg. Now this one isn't cheap. It's considered one of the better ones. It's about $800, I think. Okay, but it's considered to be one of the most authentic in a lot of ways, in the looks and design and everything. I'm sure it's not perfect as far as what the Hawken brothers made, although it looks very similar. I guess it was the NRA Museum in Virginia, when I went through the NRA Museum several years back on a trip. I saw at least one of the original Hawken in there, and that's what they look like pretty much, but they're cool. Go way back. Go way back. You gotta get in the way back machine to get back to that time period. So I don't know if I can do it or not. I just moved the sights, but I'm gonna try to hit that coffin over there. Okay. Get it? All right. As I was having to hold high, and I moved the sight up a little bit. We'll see. I will get close to it. Okay, I might miss it, but I'll get close. Get away, B. Sounded pretty close. That's the kind of close I like. These things are, they're really accurate. That doesn't mean I will shoot it accurately, but they're famous for being very accurate. Muzzle loaders, some of you, if you're fairly new to shooting, you might be under the impression that, yeah, those are cool, historical, but yeah, can you hit anything with them? And again, a lot of new people every day and every week, and so you may have never, this may be your first muzzle loading video of your life. You have lived such a deprived, life of the finer thing. And so you're learning whatever I have to teach for the first time right here. But no, there really are. They're very, very accurate. Now you're probably not going to shoot groups like you can shoot with your 270 and the scope and all that sort of thing. But they're famous for being accurate. There's just because they're old and they shoot a big old ball and you're wrapped in a patch, and how could you hit anything with that? Oh no, they're accurate. Plenty accurate. It's up to the shooter. Up to the shooter. Okay. So I'll shoot him a couple of times. I'll probably let you all go, and John and I'll shoot some more. And we try to save all of our missing for when you're gone, Now, I don't really care. I've been shooting it, and I was missing stuff over there, and what's up with this thing? I was going to do the video anyway, because I've been shooting it, and me, I don't care if I miss, but I don't want to miss every shot. So I moved the sights, and I said, "Oh, that ought to help, John. Let's roll." And I think it did. So, but anyway, they're accurate, and they're so much fun, and I mean that is just cool. You're your own hand loader too with these things. Again, if there's new people, I could put 10 grains of powder in here if I want to, and shoot almost a squib load, or I could put more powder than I'm using. I could put 100 grains in if I want. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We've not shot a 2-liter, have we? What's wrong with us? Well, there's a nice red one. Let's make it bleed. And it doesn't kick that much either. So you don't have that to worry about. You have control over that. That's one advantage too. You try out one of these, you can, you decide if, like this is 54 caliber, so you're thinking, whoa, that thing probably really kicks. Well, I'm putting a moderate round chamber or loading in it, 60, almost 70 grains. But you could put 100 or you could put 30. It's up to you. You got somebody shooting with you who is recoil sensitive, doesn't shoot much. Put 20, 30 grains in. So it's one of the advantages of muzzle loaders too. As long as you have the ball down on the powder, that's the main thing. Okay. You can vary the load. It just needs to be down against the powder. Otherwise, you're creating a pipe bomb sort of situation. You don't want to do that. This is my dad's old powder measure. All right. And one thing, well, I'll wait and do it first. Put the patch and ball. And these are lube. These are I'm bad about telling. Oxyoke originals. I cheat and get them pre-cut. These days they're 10/1000ths of an inch thick. And I forget who made the balls. It might be Hornet. Yeah, I forget. But they're round. It's the main thing. I used to cast all my muzzleloading balls and stuff because it's simple and you don't really shoot that many anyway. So I used to always have a mold and cast those. It's not like trying to cast all your 44s or 357s. You need to have a really good source for lead and spend a lot of time over the heat and working on it. If you shoot much, but for your muzzleloader, balls and things, I never did cast many balls, but you get a couple hours cast enough to last you for about 5 or 10 years, unless you're shooting a whole lot more than I am. All right, so you see what I mean. It's recommended these things you put them in half cock when you cap them, but I couldn't even close to get my finger in there. So I put it on the target, aim at the target range, and go from there. All right, let's shoot the target here. All right, that's a pretty long way. Maybe I can hit it though. Some of you have never smelled what we're smelling right now, probably, and that's half the fun. It really is. I'll shoot one more time, okay? Yeah, you really need to experience this with real black powder. This is GoX, old powder, been around what, 100, 150 years, 200 years, I forget, or more. And if I'm going to go traditional, I just like to go traditional, okay? And again, this is the Hawken-style. They were, Jacob and Samuel had the shop from around the 1850s, 1820s up until 1862. I think they sold it maybe, something like that. And people traveling west would stop in St. Louis where the shop was. And that was kind of the gateway to the west. And they'd buy a Hawken if they could, if they had one available, and head west. So to the Rockies. They were carried by the fur trappers and the hunters and the mountain men. Mountain women, were there? I don't know. Mountain men mostly, and a rugged group. Kit Carson, I think, supposedly carried one of these, Bridger and others. And I'm sure almost anybody that was alive at that time, that was doing fur trading and traveling in the mountains, living in the mountains, probably had a Hawken at some point, if they could possibly, find one. So I know Robert Redford carried one. I know that, right? So, all right, this is the last shot. So what do y'all want me to put it on? Because these, I could easily keep you for about 2 hours when we're shooting muzzle loaders. And I love it that several of you come online and ask me about these specific guns and want to see them again and everything. And because I kind of forget about it, and it's just a great reminder, because I'm usually about, by that time, I'm in the mood to get that back out myself and shoot it. And so I just blame it on you all, twisting my arm. They're just fun. So let's get some heat. Got to have some fire, or you don't have a shot, do you? All right. I don't know. Let's just put the last one on the gong, you want to? That's kind of a nice shot, nice ring to it. It's going to be bad if I miss, though, isn't it? All right. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it. Probably a few mountain men spoke like that. I heard it. Don't you imagine? Most of them didn't have the grammar book along, I'll bet. So yeah, the Lyman Great Plains rifle, the old Hawken-style. It's a big piece of American history. And when you're shooting real black powder, real lead, you're participating in part of that history. You really are. And especially if you've got the right cargo shorts, okay? You got to have the right cargo shorts, just like the mountain men wore, all right? Keep that in mind. Anyway, glad you came by. We appreciate your support, and appreciate you supporting the people that support us, that keep us going. So y'all have a great evening. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com, and also while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.